You were as authentically bummed as I've ever seen you. Now it's a few hours later. Dana, how are you feeling now?
You got to bounce back. We got a great card this weekend. We got a fight tonight. You got to move on. You got to roll. Yeah, I was definitely bummed out. I was blown away in disbelief. And I obviously felt really, really bad for Daniel Cormier.
Yeah. Are you angry at Jon Jones?
It's just you get to the point where you start to get numb to some of this stuff. It's funny because I was like, wow, this is too good to be true. It's so crazy. Everything is going so well.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was so smooth this weekend. We're putting on 3 fights in 3 nights. We have the Fan Expo here. We got flying in all these fighters from all over the world to be here for the autograph sessions and all this stuff. And everything was just so smooth and perfect.
Is it possible, Dana? Is it possible you could find somebody that wants to fight Cormier? I was on the internet this morning. It sounds like some guys are interested.
Oh yeah, there's tons of guys that are interested. So we'll get a fight done.
Okay, so here we go. What about the Brit? What about Bisping?
Bisping?
Yeah. Why can't he fight Cormier?
Bisping, first of all, just won the 185-pound title. And let me tell you what Bisping does in his off season. All right, when Bisping's not training, Bisping goes on a bender. Okay, he's in no condition to come fight Daniel Cormier.
Okay,
I can promise you that.
Okay, I
don't even have to ask him, and I know.
Okay, I just wanted to throw it out there. So, are you saying Cormier will fight somebody this weekend?
Cormier will fight this weekend.
Okay, all right, okay.
Does he make the same money regardless of who he fights?
Yes.
That's good.
That's good. Dana, I have supported you, and I have said this. I supported Pat Riley this morning with D. Wade, who left to Chicago. And I said, you UFC fans, you should fall in love with the sport, fall in like with the fighters, because, it's almost a little bit like pro wrestling. Everybody hates Vince McMahon, but he's around for 30 years. A fighter's not. Could I argue that, Dana, every sport has a spot? Football's dealing with CTE. Baseball, the sport's too slow in our ADD culture. The downside to your sport, that you make the most money with megastars. Megastars, though, get egos, and this is what happens.
100%. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And you're dealing with human beings, and human beings always make mistakes. So you'll have some people that are always perfect and, never have a blip ever. Everything goes perfect for them. And then you have, guys who don't. So Jon Jones is definitely one of those guys.
Okay, Dana, will you ever schedule Jones on a big card again? He is so gifted, but he has burned you now twice.
It's crazy. This guy might be the greatest talent that the sport has ever seen. And he just cannot get it together.
Would you give him
I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know how, but you heard Cormier last night. He said, listen, I'm not going to sit up in here and be the moral judge of Jon Jones. It's just, I've made mistakes too, and I've done this and that, but I'm moving on. I'm putting this whole Jon Jones thing behind me, and I'm moving on. So I'm over it.
So Jon Jones B sample being tested today in Utah. For you to cancel the fight, you must absolutely believe he tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug, right? Because you don't test for recreational stuff.
Well, yeah, no, it's not recreational, but they come out and basically, USADA tells us, this has been done. So they first they tell the Nevada State Athletic Commission, then they let us know, and then they let the fighter know, and they basically said, he's out. He tested for a banned substance, and basically testing the B sample. I mean, that's like for the B sample not to be the same, especially when there's 2 different agents. I think. I mean, it'd be like hitting the lottery for that to come up negative.
Why did it take so long?
Yeah, why does it take so long? Test to result. Why does it take some are suspicious?
So what happens is Some are suspicious. Yeah, like we're gonna pull this massive fight off the main event 3 days before.
Well,
the
people
fight.
on the internet, UFC fans, I love them, but they're crazy. They think it's the boogeyman. They think. I mean, I'm reading this stuff in the last 20 minutes.
Absolutely nuts.
But also to be fair to Daniel Cormier, I mean, to give him more of a heads up.
Yeah, like why does it take so long,
Yeah.
Dana?
So what happens is once they test, apparently they got this. They did this test in June, and if the thing comes up and it tests positive, then they test and test and test and test. They will not come out and give a result unless it is absolutely positively certain. So that's why I'm assuming that's why it takes so long.
Where exactly, precisely were you when you heard the news? Car, office, home?
I was at a restaurant called Strip Steak here in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay, eating dinner and just kicking back and loving my life. Going, man, everything is going perfect this weekend.
And then you had to go back to the dinner table with your friends, right?
You know, I left. I got up and left.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you eat your steak? A good portion of
Somebody
it?
else ate his steak. Okay, so Cormier will fight. When will we? I mean, can you tell us? I mean, first of all, the fight cards actually got several interesting things. Brock Lesnar interests me. Tate interests me. Cormier's fight. When will we know who he fights?
I don't know. Hopefully later today. I'm working on it now. But yeah, I mean the card still has, you know, Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar, Travis Brown and Cain Velasquez, Miesha Tate versus Amanda Nunes, Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt, and even the Fox Sports 1 prelim main event is Juliana Pena versus Kat Zingano. The card is ridiculous. So when you build the biggest, baddest card ever assembled for the UFC, you know, as bad as it sucks that John is off, you still have an amazing card. So, you know, that's the upside.
All right. Hey, Dana, thanks for your time.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
You bet.